And our plan is to go out with the tide. Now right now it's 7 a.m. and it's peak high tide. So slack tide, so there's no current. So the plan is when the tide starts going out or wind picks up, we'll pull up the anchor and start going. Now the reason I don't just pull up the anchor right now and start drifting out with the slowly beginning tide is we'd have absolutely no directional ability. There's no current at this moment and there's no wind, so we're just kind of bobbing around and we're in an anchorage right next to a mooring field. So the last thing we want to do is drift into them and then start needing to use the motor. Hopefully today the winds are normal. The way the clouds are, everything looks like it should be normal. So hopefully they'll blow us right out of here. So as soon as we see either wind or current taking us in the right direction, we'll pull up the hook, we'll get right on out of here. The swing just happened. I was eating breakfast inside and then the sun just came peering in across the companionway and went on. And that's how I know that we were turning. We're off. Going very slowly. We're doing half a knot. Now we're not sailing, we're more going along with the current. So we waited for the tide to spin the boat around and then I knew that we'd be moving. So when Monty is on our port side, any little whisper of wind is going to hit us and turn our bow to starboard. So what I'd simply do is I'd just walk forward and just pull the boom to the other side, have the boom on the starboard side, and that would turn us to port. And you pretty much steer with this giant air rudder instead of a sail because there's no wind. I really think this is the biggest difference between people going out for the weekend and actual cruisers, is the lack of time constraint. So in a situation like right now where there's zero wind and we're drifting out of the harbor with the tide oscillating between 0.3 and 0.5 knots depending if a wake hits us and slows us down, we're fine. We're really just relaxed and taking it easy. Maddie's still sleeping. I'm just ghosting us out of the harbor. While we're scooting along at a ridiculously slow pace, I'm gonna do something that I've put off ever since I bought the boat, which is to clean the isinglass. So it's been about 5 years of just dirt building up on them, and they're quite a bit cloudy. Our isinglass is now crystal clear. Patience paid off. It took a long time. We picked up anchor at a little after 7 a.m. and now it's 9:51 a.m. and the winds have returned, or begun. So I dropped Scoop, which is our wind scoop, over at Maddie's hatch while she was sleeping, and I raised up Stan because Scoop and Stan share the same halyard, so you can only have one of them up. So our speed's now up to 2 knots,
and we're just slowly making our way. Luckily, we moved down to West River yesterday, and now we're just making our way out the river and into South River, where we're going to go to a marina to leave the boat while we go to the family reunion.
Morty's snoring kept us up all night. It was horrible. I think he has some sort of sleep apnea. Now I'm exhausted. Hey, we're in South River. Very good. Very good. Excellent. So we are heading back into South River to this spot that we found that is 28 cents a foot to anchor. Not to anchor, to be in a slip. So, so we're excited about that because we're about to leave for a family vacation for a week. And we needed to find a safe place to leave the boat that was also cheap because money is a factor. So I'm excited because I basically just woke up and we're already in South River, which is pretty great.
I'd like to talk a little about Tooth 3. We still haven't changed his name yet. So you can see through our crystal clear isinglass the bunks that hold him up. So they just sit like two little trailer bunks right inside his little tiny keels on his hull. The issue with using Tooth 3 as a water collection system on our deck is he would fill up with water, which is the goal. We're concerned that the weight would actually cause the rails to like punch in through the hull and crack the hull. So that's why we're not using Tooth 3 as a water collection system. He does collect rainwater, but we have the drain plugs pulled, so that way the rainwater drips right out. When the water hits the deck, it then rolls along inside these two little areas. They run along to here, which is the lowest point on our deck. So when it's raining, we open this guy up, and all the rainwater that's fallen on the deck goes in here and down into the rainwater tank. And on the other side, we have the exact same setup. So that is why we're not so concerned about collecting the rainwater, because the rainwater that falls into Tooth falls out of Tooth and then onto the deck where we still collect them. So our entire deck surface area is roughly 220 square feet. And then if we're able to collect every single last drop that falls, which is hard to do, we would collect 137 gallons per every inch of rainfall. So having the dinghy serve as a rain catchment system isn't really that big of an issue to us, since we're able to collect so much rainwater as it is.
We're running low on fresh food, so I made tuna sandwich. And it's pretty good. Pretty good. Yes, good. Good sandwich, yes. I think out of all of us, Morty likes tuna the best. Tuna is his favorite food. There is no eating tuna without giving Morty some tuna.
Morty is a true boat dog. He eats tuna.
It is his favorite.
Yeah, as soon as he saw the can being opened, he just got super excited.
This is the best place to be on the boat, as long as it's not horribly sunny out. You can really just see everything. You've got the sails just spread out in front of you, and you've got the site and the stuff, and I can't talk today. I'm too tired. It's really pretty. I'm going to continue reading to Herby and myself and Morty. Well, we're here. We think we found the place, and we've anchored just outside of it so that we can make sure. And yeah, looks really beautiful in here. So we're gonna row in, talk to the guy, see if we can set up, and we've got friends joining us for dinner tonight, so we'll see if there's a grocery store nearby, because I don't think they want to eat what we've got, which is nothing.
Next time on Sailing Wisdom, we view the solar eclipse through the lens of a sextant, and we collect some magical healing water from Capon Springs to take on our journey.
Thanks so much for watching, and if you want to become a sailing buddy, you can click the link down below to our Patreon account.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And when you click subscribe, make sure you click on the little bell in the annotation. That way you get notifications as soon as our next video is uploaded.
Thanks so much!